So thanks everybody for coming. I think everybody's local except you, and I appreciate you coming to 3 hours. That's good. My goal today is to kind of give you a little overview about what we do and how everything programs and installs. And we're going to spend 90% of the time on our new product, the Ascent. The Ascent is my cellular-based telephone entry system. But first I want to start on my standalone access control equipment. What I've got here for you, actually in front of you, is my catalog. I got a little calendar here for you. I know it's June, half the year's over, but it's full of hot rods. And most guys like hot rods. I know I'm one of them. And then in the catalog, you'll find all our cut sheets. I do have some price sheets in here. And then some overview sheets on how installation and programming does for all of my equipment. So when you walk away from here, my goal is for you to be able to go through the catalog and, you know, just while you're pulling over on the side of the road, when somebody calls and says, hey, how do you program a 26500, you can go in there and figure it out, or, you know, what's the price on something, you can go in there and find that out. And then also, when I'm done, you'll be able to go to my website and do everything kind of that we've done today and reconfirm everything that you learned and maybe relearn a little bit more, because when I learn something, I walk away from it with, you know, half the retention, and then you got to kind of keep doing it over and over. So that's my goal, is to make it easy for you to be able to go back, revert back to it. So what I've got here, as far as standalone equipment goes, is first thing is my 19100. So my 19100 is my Advantage DKLP. DKLP stands for Digital Keypad Low Power. So it's a low power keypad for solar gate operators. Uses 1 milliamp of power at rest or in the ready mode. 1 milliamp is very low, so it won't affect your system, your solar system. It's got 100 codes, and it has a latch code and one relay output. Does not have a night light. It's designed that way to keep the power consumption down. So very simple to install. 12 volts DC. Actually, will work on 6 to 14 volts. And it's very basic keypad. You have red and a black for power, and then a blue and orange go to your relay wires. So we use a pigtail on this. We're evolving, so all of my keypads will eventually have terminal blocks as opposed to pigtails, and then it'll be named normally open, common, and normally closed. But for right now, this one still has the pigtail. So Advantage DKLP, Digital Keypad Low Power. So my next one up is my DKE. Stands for Digital Keypad Economy. So economy, knowing the name of the product, kind of tells you what it does. Digital keypad low power, digital keypad economy. So my economy keypad is a 500 code keypad with a night light, 2 relays, and a latch code. Very powerful keypad for what it is. A very simple keypad. So one way I make it economy is by removing the hinge. So when you add a hinge to something like I have in this keypad and this keypad, and also here on my Ascent, a stainless steel hinge, as it progresses through the distribution chain, you know, it ends up being quite expensive to the end user. And so in an effort to make this an economy keypad without taking away features or making it cheaper, the one thing we did was took out the hinge. And then it just has a tab, tongue and groove, if you will, to come together. Now what I've done is I've designed it so the panel fits underneath the rails. So while you're working on it, you need to pull the circuit board off. You got a little holder for it there. Just slips right under. And again, it's got a pigtail, and this will be changing to a terminal block. This has white wires for my power wires, though, rather than red and black. White wires because you don't need to worry about polarity. We'll take the polarity either way you lay it on here, and then we change it to what we need. So if it'll handle 12 to 24 volts AC or DC. So you bring over your 12 volts ground and your 12 volts positive and put it in there. You bring over your AC 24 volts, and you'll need 2 wires to go on terminals, and we step it down. It's very simple. And then the relay wires are again brown and orange. Brown for common and orange for the open command on a normally open relay. So we also have a blue wire on this. So if you hook it up to a mag lock, you can put the keypad on a normally closed device like a mag lock and hold it locked down. The relay will handle the voltage, the voltage of a mag lock. Any questions on this? Again, 500 codes, night light, 2 relays, and a latch code.
How many codes are on the LP? The same?
100 codes on the LP with a latch code. So the old DKLP was less than 22 microamps of power at rest. So a microamp is 1,000th of a milliamp, which was virtually not even on. But a lot of people wanted us to provide a latch code with it. So when we added a latch code to it, it brought it up to a milliamp. So a lot of you may be familiar with a DKLP and add 22 microamps. So we did change it in the last year. The way the power supply and the firmware all work together is what brought that up. But it's better than what was happening is people were taking the DKE and putting that on a solar application. The DKE will use at rest about 60 milliamps of power. So it's considerably higher versus 1 milliamp. Next one I have here is my Advantage DK. This is the perfect keypad for most of your commercial applications. 1,000 codes. It's got, of course, a night light, 2 relay outputs, 3 strikes you're out. So if you're out there guessing codes, it'll lock up and after 90 seconds reset itself. But a very good commercial keypad that we've had in our lineup for at least 20 years, the way it is right here. So it's tried and true, very durable keypad. And again, so this has the relay on it, or excuse me, has the hinge on it. And then this has actually, oh wait, this is my Remote Pro keypad, my apologies. So the Remote Pro is a weakened output keypad. I'll get to that in just a second. The ADV 1000 is a 1,000 code keypad. It looks identical to this with a different circuit board in it. That has 1,000 codes in it. And it also has the pigtail that'll be migrating over to a terminal block. Now this one here is my Remote Pro, which is my weakened output keypad. So is everybody familiar with weakened? Anybody not familiar with weakened? It's okay if you're not, that's why we're here. So this being a weakened output keypad, you would be able to tie this into any head end and work it with telephone entry systems that have a weakened output or head ends that are a weakened system. And you program, of course, a weakened in the head end's master microprocessor, and it is supposed to be in a standalone device. This is a weakened output device. Now, the last keypad I want to show you is my Ridge. And the Ridge is a wireless keypad, and it's as opposed to steel. So these are steel with a stainless steel faceplate. This one's a polycarbonate with a polycarbonate or a plastic faceplate. This is a wireless keypad, runs on 9 volts DC. We chose a 9 volt DC battery because it's very simple for the homeowner to source. Very good keypad. We've had one running on our gate for about a year and 2 or 3 months. We finally had to change the battery. It is a very good, efficient keypad. Honestly, if you guys are familiar with this, you may have seen it. We've had it in the field, and we had a little bit of a problem with a previous generation of this, but I have fixed it. The problem is gone. It was just a simple fix on the circuit board, and now it works perfectly. Again, the battery will last you a year with just average use. If you have a lot of extra use, it may go down to 8 months, but it's a good solid keypad. Now, it has 500 codes, 500 feet of distance, and it has a night light and a latch code. So again, wireless keypad, 500 codes, 500 foot of distance, night light and latch code. So you'll see the night light, when I press the keypad, the keys light up, so they're backlit keys.
How does it last being wireless?
That's a great question. So let me get to that. So I'm going to show you programming first. 1251 takes you into the programming mode. Same process for programming all my keypads. 1 to add codes, and we'll add 3214, and we'll add 1236. I just added 2 codes. Pound to exit. So 4 steps. Master code is 1251. You can change that to something unique for the homeowner. The homeowner can change it. I recommend you do that. You walk up, I'm in Denver or wherever I go to, if I see one of my keypads, I walk up to it and I put in 1251. If I hear, I call that a happy tone, I'm in. I can add my own codes. And then I'm into the gate. So 1251 is step 1. Step 2 is to add the submode, in this case to add codes. 1 is the submode to add codes. 2 is the submode to delete codes. 3 is the submode to change the master code. Whatever you want to do, that third step is to add that submode. The second step is add the submode. The third step is to add the actual code, and then the fourth step is pound to exit. So master code in, pound to exit out. The only 2 steps to change are the steps in the middle, are my adding codes, deleting codes, and what the code is. So once you learn it, it is just so simple. The process is very simple. And again, it's the same on my DKLP, my DKE, the ADV 1000, all the keypads I make. All my card readers are the same. The only thing that's different is once we get to the Ascent, all that is in the cloud. So that's why that's different, and it's even easier. So, you asked the question, how do I do a latch code? Again, 9-volt battery, 500 foot of range. The system comes with my receiver. This is a single relay receiver. So let's set this right here. So I got a piezo on that, I just opened the gate. And I put in here 3214. So I'm opening it. So now 1251, 2 to delete codes, 1236, pound. So now let's enter that. You get a low tone coming from this and no tone coming from that. So this will also handle, think of it like a 2 relay output keypad. But instead of relays, this has got a frequency output, frequency A and frequency B. So you would pair this for your gate operator by pressing the pair light on this. Once that light is blinking, you come to this device, you enter 1251 9 star 1. And then it finds this device and they pair together and you're done. Let's say you have not only a vehicle gate, but over here on the residence you have a ped gate, pedestrian gate. So you go to that device, you put in a second receiver. You press the pair button at that receiver, boom, that light's blinking. 1251 9 star 2. Star 1 for frequency A, star 2 for frequency B, and you're paired up. Now, with regards to programming in codes, for frequency A, it's 1251 and 1 to pair or to add codes to frequency A, just like it's adding codes to any of these devices, and 12517 to go to frequency B. So you don't want to have the same code. You can't have the same code opening the vehicle gate as opening the ped gate. So you would put in your code for vehicles and you'd have a different code for the ped. So also we have a normally closed option on the relay output for the mag lock at the pedestrian gate, and you can change the relay output time. So you have the keypad in the lane for the vehicle, you have the keypad at the pedestrian gate, you set that relay output time for, we'll say, 10 seconds. You enter your code, you walk to the gate, it gives you 10 seconds to get into the gate and before it locks, which is pretty standard for someone that has 2 relays. So it's the same with my other devices that have 2 relays. Same as submode as submode 7 to add codes to relay B or to frequency B in this case. So any questions on I said, yeah.
How's
Patrick.
the amp draw on that receiver?
Well, the amp draw on this receiver, okay, this unit is 14 microamps. On the receiver, it is, man, you got me on that one. I'm thinking 30 milliamps, but I will double check that.
Okay.
In fact, I think it's in the catalog here. Let me look real quick.
Just thinking for a solar application.
Yeah, I got you. You know what, I'm gonna go online here in a minute, and that's one thing we'll check. But that's a very good question. So I'll set these back on my little display. So I've got a lot of other standalone equipment, card readers. Nice thing about a card reader is, of course, with a keypad, I can call somebody up and say, hey, my code is 1234, and somebody can drive to the gate, and they're in. Card reader, of course, has got possession, so you got to actually give somebody a card. But if you do put a card reader in, they are, of course, more secure, but programming is the same. 1251, and then instead of 1, though, you use the number 100, and then in a block format, you can program up to 2,000 cards. So 1251, you get a beep. 100, you get a beep. 0001 for card 1. 2000 for card 2000, and you just did a block format, put in 2,000 cards on the card reader. Card readers are available from me in HID or secure key. So it's however you want to go. They're relatively the same price. Secure key's got a little bit better range on it than the HID. Turn this off. So that's card readers. Also have fire access and pedestals. Request to exit. In fact, I've got my request to exit here. This is a request to exit, of course, I like to use the example of at a pool. So you have maybe a card to get in at the pool, or you can use my wireless keypad to get in at the pool. That's really a nice way of doing it, because usually all the concrete's there, and you got shrubs, and you got ornamental iron, and you don't want to dig anything up. So you put in the wireless keypad, and then you have a request to exit to get out. And I make it available for request to exit in either the frequency of the keypad, so you're just using one receiver, the receiver for the keypad, and then the request to exit uses the same receiver, or you can get this in a 300 megahertz output. So you'd use like a multi-code type output. So very simple 9-volt battery. Very simple board, really nothing to it. I do have a second lock on here. So the top lock obviously is to access the panel. The bottom lock is to turn off the request to exit push button. So at a pool, 10 o'clock, the hours are, you can't jump the fence and push the button and let all your buddies in. So any questions on that? Again, it's available in 433 frequency for my Ridge, or 300 megahertz for.
Is it the same key?
Say again, please.
Same key?
Yes, it is the same key. Oh no. So this key is the access panel key, which is a CH751, which is the same with all my equipment, but this will come with its own key. Did you start to raise your hand?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is the bottom key going to be key to light?
I think there's 4 keys that we kind of rotate through with that one.
Okay.
There's more than one. Okay, so I think that's it on the standalone equipment. Any questions on the standalone equipment? I want to focus mainly on our Ascent series. It's a pretty comprehensive family of equipment. It's a cellular-based telephone entry system. So here's the hardware. I want you to think of it as, it's really, the hardware is 2 wires for power, 2 wires for relay. So it's really the device that opens the gate. The magic that what we've done is we have made our cloud, and the cloud gives us all the power, if you will. It gives us, it really differentiates us from any of the competition that we have. Then what you do, and I'm going to show you all the products today, But what you want to do is consider what the consumer needs to get, how they want to get into their gate. And in this case, they're going to have a keypad, a call button, and an app. I have many other ways of getting into the gate. So let's start going over that a little bit here. I'm going to come over here. This is my website. So this is live on my website, summitcontrol.com. Actually, I have two websites here, Security Brands Inc. and Summit Control. If you don't remember Summit Control, you can remember Security Brands Inc. You just go to the very bottom of the page, and you'll see Summit Control here, and you click on that, and it'll take you right to Summit Control. But I've got them both open here, so this is a page that we've developed specifically for the Ascent family. We've dedicated it to the Ascent family. It's a comprehensive family, and we want to make sure that it gets the attention that, because it's new, that give you a place to go to educate yourself on it. So on the home page here, Access Control Reinvented shows you the basic items that are in the family. We have a telephone entry system. We call it our Ascent X1. It includes keypad, call button, a camera, and an app. An app to open the gate. An app you'll load on your phone. I'll show you that here in a second. The second one is keypad only and app. Third one is call button only and app, and you can get a camera with this one. The fourth one is the C1, which is app only. So if you have an instance where you have no need for call button, no need for keypad, you just want to use the app, this would be the one to use. It is perfect for high vandalism areas or where they're just wanting the app. They don't need, there already may be a device there and they just want to add app capability to it. So let's talk about what the app looks like. Again, we're on the home page, Access Control Reinvented, Learn More. So you come to a picnic, and on the picnic page, you scroll down and you see a pickup truck. This is a YouTube video, just click on the arrow. A little music for Doug. So you enter a password, you only have to do that once, and log in. Once you're logged in, you tap open, and you tap confirm, and the gate opens. So we have open and confirm, so we don't pocket open a gate. You actually have to do two things. So once you tap confirm, it is literally as fast as a clicker. It is lightning fast to the cloud and back down. So everything happens, let's go back here. Like I was saying before, the 4 products are here, but like I was saying before, our magic is in the cloud. Our security is in the cloud. So you have your device that goes to the cloud. You do all the storage of all the phone numbers that you're calling is in the cloud. All the users are in the cloud. Time zones, data is saved in the cloud. Everything happens in the cloud for the homeowner or for the business owner. To the right here, it shows that it'll work with a flip phone. It'll work with a BlackBerry. It'll work with an iPhone or an Android tablet, PC, or Mac. It'll work with a landline. It's a very versatile device. You're not limited to who you can call. You can call a landline. You can call a cell phone. It'll call anything. So what it does is it calls the cloud. The cloud says, oh, I'm supposed to call the home first, and that number is stored in there. It'll call the home and then send a signal back to the device to fire the relay, and then the device fires the relay and opens the gate or the garage door. So any questions on that?